بسم الله ما شاء الله. كاسحة ادخال جديد. كاسحة ادخال جديد يا شباب. السلام عليكم. مواصفات كاملة ها. بي ام بي يا شباب.
In Syria, panic is reportedly spreading among Russian forces as rebel advancements continue at an unprecedented pace, particularly in Aleppo. The rapid gains threaten key strongholds, leaving Moscow anxious about the security of its naval base in Tartus, a cornerstone of their Middle Eastern strategy. Speculation is mounting that these developments could force a drastic shift in Russia's involvement, with some analysts suggesting a potential withdrawal might be on the table. As the battlefield changes rapidly, the question looms: is this the beginning of the end for Russia's presence in Syria? In a rapid offensive during the last 48 hours, anti-government rebels in northern Syria have captured dozens of villages. Most important, they have entered and already claimed control over Aleppo, the second largest city in Syria. Let's cover the most important events. Syrian General Maher al-Assad, brother of President Bashar al-Assad, just said that troop gathering is finished within hours and that the SAA, Syrian Arab Army, will not allow Aleppo to fall. Rebels have seized the Political Security Department building in Aleppo. Meanwhile, there are reports of new rebel convoys entering the western part of the city. Rebels captured 2 T-55 tanks, a BMP-1 and a BREM-1 from the Syrian Arab Army. Syrian rebels have entered the Mokambo district in Aleppo, claiming control. Meanwhile, there are also reports that rebels are present near the Martini hospital in the center of Aleppo. Syrian rebels have just claimed they took control of the main square in the center of Aleppo. Rebels have captured the governorate building and the municipal council building in the center of Aleppo. Rebels are now pouring into Aleppo, roaming the streets freely. It seems that all SAA forces have left the city. While the focus is on Aleppo, Syrian rebels are also steadily advancing a bit more south. After capturing the important city of Sarakib, they have moved further east and captured Ankarati. They are likely to move further east towards Abu ad-Duhur and its adjacent airbase. Syrian rebels have captured the police headquarters as well as the military hospital in Aleppo. Aleppo International Airport has closed and suspended all of its flights according to Syrian state media. It is rumored that Syrian Arab Army forces have also withdrawn from the airport, but this is unconfirmed. After capturing Ankarati, Syrian rebels move further east and announce the capture of Luf. This town is on the way to Abu ad-Duhur Air Base. Following Luf, the town of Sheikh Idris is reported as captured by rebel forces. They continue to move east towards Abu al-Duhur. The Umayyad Mosque in Aleppo has been captured by rebel forces. The same goes for the Aleppo Citadel, just east of the mosque. Several reports now coming in that heavy fighting is reported in the Al-Bab axis near Tadif, between the SNA, Syrian National Army, backed by Turkey, and Assad's SAA forces. Another possible axis of attack. The situation in Syria is becoming increasingly problematic for Iran's presence in the region. As rebel forces make advances and Israeli airstrikes continue to target key assets, Hezbollah, long considered Iran's proxy force in Syria, has reportedly begun withdrawing fighters due to heavy losses and sustained pressure from Israeli attacks. This creates a major gap in Iran's strategy, weakening its foothold in the conflict and its ability to project power in the Middle East. Compounding this, the shifting dynamics on the ground are eroding Russian-Iranian influence in Syria. Moscow's focus is strained by its own setbacks, while Tehran faces growing logistical and financial challenges. The power vacuum created by these developments is emboldening local and regional actors who oppose Iranian and Russian agendas. As Syria's battlefield evolves, the question remains: can Tehran and Moscow sustain their strategic ambitions, or are these losses signaling a turning point for their influence in the region? And slowly we are coming back to how this will influence the war in Ukraine. The withdrawal of Iranian forces from Syria signals a potential unraveling of Tehran's regional ambitions, which could ripple into its partnership with Moscow. As Iran faces growing pressure on multiple fronts, ranging from economic sanctions to escalating internal dissent, the regime's ability to support Russia's invasion of Ukraine may be significantly weakened. Tehran's provision of drones and military assistance has been a cornerstone of Russia's campaign, but with resources stretched thin and a need to refocus on domestic stability, its capacity to sustain this aid might dwindle. Furthermore, the weakening of Iran's influence in Syria, a key strategic ally for both Moscow and Tehran, could erode trust between the two nations, potentially straining their collaboration. For Russia, this presents a dual challenge: losing a critical regional partner in Syria while facing a possible reduction in Iranian support for its Ukrainian operations. As the cracks in this alliance grow, it raises the question: how long can this partnership endure under the weight of mounting setbacks? The prospect of a Russian withdrawal from Syria could have profound and far-reaching consequences for President Vladimir Putin's leadership and the morale of his military, drawing unsettling parallels to the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. Just as the chaotic departure from Kabul dealt a heavy blow to American credibility and raised questions about its global influence, a similar scenario in Syria would be catastrophic for Russia's image as a reliable power. Domestically, Putin has relied on projecting strength abroad to bolster his support at home, portraying Russia as a dominant player on the world stage. Losing Syria, particularly the Tartus naval base, which is vital for Russia's Mediterranean access, would shatter that narrative. The fall of Tartus to rebel forces would be seen as an unprecedented humiliation, akin to losing a symbolic stronghold. Such a scenario would undermine Putin's carefully crafted image of invincibility and could ignite dissent among both elites and ordinary Russians. For the military, the consequences would be equally grim. Already stretched thin in Ukraine, the collapse of operations in Syria would signal that Russia's forces are overextended and unable to maintain their global commitments. The parallels to Afghanistan's morale crisis post-withdrawal are striking. Soldiers might begin questioning the purpose and sustainability of their missions, leading to plummeting morale and desertions. The worst-case scenario, a rebel takeover of Tartus, would be particularly devastating. Beyond the immediate loss of a strategic asset, it would embolden Russia's adversaries worldwide. Ukraine, for instance, could seize this moment to intensify its counteroffensives, sensing Russian weakness. NATO and regional players might escalate their support for Kyiv, knowing Moscow is in retreat elsewhere. In such a scenario, the Kremlin's already strained resources and fragile alliances would face breaking points. With Putin's domestic support eroding, dissent within the government and military could grow, pushing Russia into deeper instability. In essence, a Syrian collapse wouldn't just mark the end of a chapter in Russia's Middle Eastern policy, it could be the beginning of a larger unraveling of Putin's regime.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.